Good morning, everyone. So, everything I learned about business, I learned from 13 toddlers. Five lessons from me today that have become the hallmark for how I run my business, and I wanted to. So, good morning, everyone. Paula Mattisonsierra here, your host of 10 at 10, and I'm the owner of Power Marketing SF here in San Francisco. My continued mission is to offer you learnings from the week or introduce you to my referral partners. Today, this week I wrote an article for an online entity called thrive.com, and it made me kind of think about how I've gotten to where I am and all the things that I've learned and how uh, as my phone goes off, um, as I grow and I'm able to bring things to my clients, how am I able to do that? I'm an active learner, so I'm always learning things, and I wanted to bring you this thought that I had this week that really has become the hallmark for how I work with my clients. So 13 toddlers, you say. Well, let me give you like a quick backstory so that you're not confused. I am the aunt to 13 nieces and nephews, spread out from the UK to the US, and all along the East Coast. And when we first moved here from Jamaica, a lot of you haven't seen from my Facebook page, I am originally from Jamaica. And we didn't know anyone. And so as my siblings started having children, it was on me, the youngest, to babysit because I was a person of trust. Who do you trust with your children when you have to go out and work when you just moved to a new country? So it did set the stage for the relationships that I had and was able to really observe the way children interact. Children are extremely disciplined learners, and I consider myself a disciplined learner. Think about it. During the ages of 0 through 5, they have to learn physically how to get along. They need to learn language skills. They need to learn cultural and social norms, not just of society, but for their families and how to fit in. Whether those are right or wrong, you have to learn that in order to be part of that family group. So it's interesting watching kids learn because they're the purest at where they are. Somewhere along the road, we sometimes forget it, but really looking at them, for me, it offered me a lot of great learning. So it, again, like I said, it not only taught me how to be a business person in the world, but how, and when challenging times come up, to be able to pull back and look at these learnings and have it help me move forward. Um, and not only that, but it's helped me with my clients because when I see them going through the same thing as well, you say, well, Polly, what you do is marketing. But marketing, the way I run my business, I run in a very holistic way. I don't just look at a website project and look at my head downwards and pretend like I don't see anything else. Marketing affects the relationships within the business, not just your customers that you're trying to convert, but also your internal structure as well. So overall, it's very important. And so the things that I've learned for myself, I offer it to my clients as well. And so this is my item number one, and these are my 5 top learnings. There was a lot. One that was left off the list was flexibility. But here are my 5 top ones that I wanted to share. The first one is to be courageous and persistent. So children lack fear. If you watch a bunch of kids, little, when they're out in the world, they don't embrace the limitations of others. They have no ego about making a mistake. And for them, they don't stop. So kids will attempt to walk. They won't stop. they won't give up until they do walk. And so that mindset, that way of being really got me. And so after I closed my last business, and before I opened this one, I recognized the need to be brave outside of the box and really embrace thinking that was different, and really having no fear about looking at the failures from the past. I think you're a failure if you're refusing to look at those failures and not learn from them, because there's some great learning there. Look at what you had to go through and, stub your toe and make those mistakes, and to not learn from it. Never point the finger at others, always point it at yourself. Start there first. You can only control yourself. And so for me, one of the things that I started doing, which I'd never done after I closed my last business, was attended business structured networking. I'd never attended a structured networking group before. I'd been to networking mixers, I'd been to networking events, but I'd never been to a structured networking event before. So that was new, having to stand up every week and deliver your message and be very granular about who your clients is and really reach out to the other members. It was very new for me. And so I did it anyway, despite, by the way, that this group met at 7 a.m. in the morning. That was also new for me. I was griping and, doing a lot of cursing in my head about it. But I went, and that new experience, that brave new experience, led me to where I am now. And I'm able to really share that with my client because there was so much learning that came out of that. The other one is playing is better with friends. I think, as Michael Gerber in his book I just blanked out, EMyth Revisited. Oh my goodness. The EMyth Revisited by Michael Gerber, he makes a statement that the way businesses are run in America, small businesses are run in America, is flawed. We have this mindset, do it by myself, push forward, the frontier, Wild West, I'll do everything. I know everything. And that's just not true. It's completely not true. Playing is a lot better with friends. As any kid, if you see kids play, they are so excited about being around each other. They won't make judgments. They'll just play and have a good time and find out about who the other kid is. Where it goes from there, you'll see the separation, but they have no fears about it. They just kind of get in there and do it. So that's super exciting. And I had to start doing that as well. It's like, okay, well, this guy is a business attorney. Why should I meet with him? What does he have to teach me? I need to be with the other people who are in marketing or social media. The reality is networking is not really about just getting money. Networking is also about up-leveling your knowledge. It's also about the accountability of seeing people every week. This accountability, I'll tell you, it keeps you sharp and on point. It makes you want to be a disciplined learner yourself. And when you're around A-type personalities like that, where everyone wants to do, that inertia pulls everyone forward. It's exciting. It really does up-level you, something I hadn't done before. The other one that I really learned from my nieces, and they were so cute as a button, focus on the moment. I'll tell you, yes, I'm in the digital world as well, and I should be saying media is the most exceptional, wonderful thing in the world. It is not sometimes. Sometimes it needs to be turned off. Of course, I'm saying that as my phone is going off because I forgot to turn it off. Sometimes it needs to be turned off so that when we work, we can just simply work. And when we're with a client, we are just simply with a client. When we're networking on Zoom, because we're doing that a lot lately, we are just on networking and being engaged and being there. We're so distracted. So kids, as we know, can play for hours without missing a beat. And then when they're done, their attention goes to something else and they'll play with that for a while. And I mean, it's just interesting to watch them. I remember there was one of my nieces, Tiffany, who loved this Whitney Houston record. And she discovered that she could put it on her Asbro record player. Yeah, this is showing you how old I am, but she could put it on her little, the 45 on her little record player. And she just played The Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston over and over, and she sang it with her little cute voice, the greatest love of all. Play it one more time for me. You know, she knew all the words. She was very focused on everything. I realized that thinking, we've pushed away so much from a lot of that, but it is solid information. You focus on something, you become mastery, you develop mastery at that thing. You know it inside, outside, and backwards. It's making you a better business owner without even realizing it. Simple thought, I know, but we've often forget these things as we become grown-ups in the world. We're not children anymore. Can I tell you though, I feel like the children, the kids, they know way more than we do about what they should be focused on. The other thing is be open to learning. So this one like rolled right into from the last. Be curious like a child about the world around you. Embrace new experiences, new people. Learning doesn't have to stop when you graduate from, you know, like the last level of school that you graduate from, whatever that is. It should continue every day. I would say I would challenge you to try to learn something new every day. And remember, the way you lock in the learning isn't just to hear it and walk away from it. I'm a rock star now. No, you learn it, you think about it, you apply it, and you teach it to someone else, share it with someone else. That's how you lock in learning. So be a scholar every day, be a curious learner, be curious like a child. All right, so this one is one of my favorites. It's my number 5 is be a showman. So children, you know what, and those of you out there with children, or even aunts and uncles who've been around children, teachers, whoever who've been around children, when they are finally given the permission to dress themselves, it's hilarious. I'm always, I mean, but they take it very serious, right? They'll combine all of their favorite items into one outfit, things that don't match appropriately, but it makes them so happy that they've been able to make their own choice and that they're seen and respected as a grown up, right? Or an older kid. For me, that learning was, it is important to stand out from the competition. Never, ever blend in. Be different in your marketing and sales. Be different in your personal branding approach. My guiding principle became fighting obscurity and staying visible. If you guys watch a show, every now and again, you'll hear me say it again and again. So I basically took all of those learning. Like I said, there were so many more. The one that I kind of shared with you earlier was being flexible. Sometimes you're going in one direction, but you may need to dodge, right? You may need to make a quick pivot. I'm very committed now as an active learner. I am very passionate about supporting seasoned small business owners. They've been doing this for a while, right? So they can bring someone like me in on marketing strategy, entrepreneurship, and managing the day-to-day marketing activities. And these are things that I bring to the table. So not only am I bringing those skills, but I'm bringing the experience of all of the successes and the failures that I've had. And that's made me more of a fully rounded person by embracing that and able to share it and see it when it's happening. So my big takeaway for you guys today is don't just look at your successes. Please also look at your failures as well. There's some learning there. You've been through a lot to go through those failures. It was sent to you for a reason so you can learn and up level and be better. So again, guys, fight obscurity, stay visible, please. Thank you for watching the show, sharing the show. I appreciate you. And when you're ready for marketing, please reach out to Power Marketing SF. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. Take care. And as always, keep moving forward, guys. Bye.